know what I'm talking about? Los Angeles, the city of angels. We got SC in the building. We got Jersey, Newark in the building. Indianapolis in the building. Indianapolis. Cincinnati, the city of Seven Hills in the building and whatnot. South Carolina, Geechee Gullah lands, sacred lands of the Carolinas. All right, we have Adama, Ethiopia, sacred lands of Ethiopia, majestic lands of Ethiopia. Okay, motherland of Ethiopia, the grid. Okay, we have SC back in the building, Carolinas. Then we have Orlando, Florida, one of the most beautiful places that I've ever visited. You know, I'm talking about those swamps, those houses, that real estate. Brooklyn, the planet of Brooklyn, where I'm broadcasting from right now. We are tapped into the planet of Brooklyn, ladies and gentlemen. We are tapped into the planet of Brooklyn, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm talking about? We are here live. Erie, Pennsylvania. All right, the DMV in the building. I want to wipe the camera. DMV in the building. We got Charlotte in the building. All right, shout out to Charlotte. I'm talking about North Carolina, Mama Charlotte, Los Angeles in the building, Delaware, a place that I'm finding out has some very beautiful melanated people. Delaware is on a rise, y'all. Make sure y'all check out Delaware. And of course, I don't have to remind you about the benefits, the tax benefits of your LLC businesses in Delaware. Shout out to Sister Shakina from the Dr. York camp. All right. We were building this strong in Brooklyn at the festival, and she was giving me a lot of the information on Delaware. Right. So Marietta, Georgia in the building. Shout out to Marietta, Georgia. Shout out to Belize. All right. Shout out to the Belizean family, CT family. All right. Shout out to everybody in the building. So with that being said, we know that we locked in. We in the building. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the share button. I'm going to open up the dance floor, ladies and gentlemen. We have a powerful lineup. You may not be aware of the fact that we have a lecture that is scheduled today on Zoom, but after tonight's show, you will definitely understand what is about to take place, and you will make sure that you're in the building for it. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you my first guest, hailing all the way from the BX, the Boogie Down Bronx, none other than our brother, the master teacher, Black Dot, in the building.
Peace, peace,
Peace to the
peace,
God.
peace to everybody. Glad to be here. Super excited about finally, tonight taking it to a level that very few can take it to. To put, a bow on this so-called Diddy situation, which is greater than Diddy, but we will start there, and
Right.
then we'll leave a blueprint to all of the different, parts that lead out to how deep this thing really is. You know what I mean?
Hold on a minute, sir. I have to give you a proper salute. The legend, Black Dot, the one who authored the book entitled Hip Hop Decoded, right? Who made sense of so many things that should have made sense to so many of us many, many, many moons ago. But this was the brother who was able to make it make sense in the form of both literature and through audio visual, through his lectures and whatnot. And prior to this God, who was brave enough to get out there and put his quote unquote safety on the line, his reputation and everything on the line by going against the community of hip hop, or shit hop as he would call it, right? The ones who are disrespecting and degrading our culture with smiles on their face. This is one of the brothers who put them on call. And this other brother, not only did he put them on call, he had an army to back him up, and he went against the machine. When going against the machine will cost you your career, and that was something that nobody was brave enough to do. This legend that I want to introduce to you is also a godfather of this genre of decoding hip hop, breaking it down, higher infinite power, healing our people. let me introduce you to our brother, none other than the one and only Professor Griff, ladies and gentlemen. The
Peace,
legend. The
What's good?
legend. The
What's good?
legend. Hold on. The legend.
Yo, let me tell you something. Every time I
To
hear
this
you
day,
introduce Black Dot be
to
coming
this
on like
day.
it's his first show. He be like, yo, ready? Like,
You feel me? They
yo,
told they when I studied the Media 101, they say treat every show and every time you bring on your legacy guests, I don't care if they started out with you on the first show, bring everyone on as if it is their first time.
yeah,
Because
you know
for
how
the
they hand you
people
the
who are
mic
just
though?
introduced to the legend, this is, you have to give people their opportunity to meet people for the first time, and you'll never assume that somebody always knows who you are.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know how they hand you the mic and you check to see if it's on. He don't even check to see if it's on. He's snatching
Just
it, going in. I'm like, damn, bro.
both
But
of you brothers are masters of ceremony. I'm humbled to be in your presence. You know, well, no, not humble. I don't like that word. I'm honored to be in your presence. Your presence is a present. When we see two of y'all, when two or more gather in his name, we know that there's some decoding about to take place and somebody's in trouble. You know, when this team right here forms up, we know that there's going to be some type of dismantling taking place. This is a very good time to be a teacher, a scholar, an author, a person who stands on truth, a truth teller, a truth seeker, and one who predicted things many, many moons ago. So I want to give the floor to both Black Dot and Professor Griff. And I want to just know quickly, how does it feel waking up every rising and whatnot? And so many of your teachings and your lessons and, you know, even your notes and your books and whatnot are coming true in real time.
Well,
First, I'll start with you, Dot.
yes. When you feel very strong about something that is based in truth, even if nobody else wants to believe you or accept it at that time, you still have to forge ahead because it's what your purpose was. And so every now and then we have to project ourselves beyond what most of our people can understand, and you will be called crazy and you will be ridiculed and you will be looked at like you out of place. And then when your people catch up, then the prophetic aspect of it kicks in. And so after sitting at the foot of all of those elders who were teaching at Marvel University all the things that we learned, I immediately knew that this was important for hip hop. And so I began the journey. Now, with that being said, remember, Griff had already began the journey. Griff had already placed things in our subconscious mind, which made us aware of who we are in our blackness, in our strength. And he was using hip hop as the medium. And so when we got to that point where I had to write hip hop decoded, and I tell people, hip decoded, I became the Tahuti of that particular body of work. However, it was the conversations I was having with all of you guys. You know what I mean? And that I realized that we needed a template so that at least when younger people entered into hip hop, they understood that it was deeper than just beats and rhymes. There was a spiritual connection to all that we do. And so I penned Hip Hop Decoded. And then it was no gray area with it. There was either, yo, your man is bugging, or yo, I'm feeling what he's saying. And so as my brother Christ took it up into the prisons and began that work, those were
Right.
the two saying, yo, your man is wilding, or yo, I'm feeling what your man is saying. I was feeling the same thing, but didn't know how to articulate it. And so here we are, 25 or so years, 30 years later, and this information is now common knowledge. But we were the ones in the vanguards destined and commissioned to lay a body of work so that our people can understand what's really going on.
Right.
That's good. That's deep. Yeah, that's right in line with the spirit of how I was moving once I intersected with your work. I said, okay, this is, sometimes in New York, especially in New York, traffic be bottlenecking.
Bottleneck, right?
Yeah, it was a smooth transition to kind of merge in, not behind Dot, not in front of him, but alongside him. Like, yo, I'm with you. Let's make this happen. So when we started traveling out through the country, it was easy work, so to speak. I think the difficult aspect of it, which is the aspect of it in which we have to look in it and we have to enjoy and just accept the process. Being in certain places where people were not just showing up, or they were showing up thinking that we was about to do something else, and then they get it years later.
Right.
Right.
And some young cat will come like, yo, remember y'all was at the so-and-so and you and Black Dot, and y'all said, and this is like a cat that was like 13, 14. He now 19, 20, and he's telling me, it's like, okay. And so it's not in vain. So every morning I rise, I say to myself, someone somewhere is going to get this message, because now we have different mediums that we can talk to the people through. To be honest,
Right.
I just learned how to broadcast on TikTok.
I have a
You know
theory.
what I'm saying? That was it. I was like, okay, so it's just different mediums, and now I'm accepting the fact that I'm 64 years old and we got to speak through different mediums.
Yes.
Right. I have a theory, and I don't want to be a mic hog, but it involves the power of the digital platforms, or rather, it involves the power of being digital, or rather, the theory revolves around the fact that we are currently experiencing life in the matrix, or better yet, it expounds on the fact that we live in a 2D and a 3D reality, and both at the same damn time.
Mm.
The 2D reality is our existence in atoms, right? Where I got to link up with you to see you, right? You have to be able to touch me. Atoms, like you only see me when you see me in the real world, in the 2D world that is restricted by by all of the formulas that restrict the 2D world. We can't fly in this world. We can't go through walls in this world. We can't be in two places at once in the 2D world. Now, in the world of bits versus the world of atoms, you exist in all places at once, because your video can travel globally, galactically. It's in many places. There's thousands of people watching Black Dot at one time in this 3D world. In the digital world, thousands of people are watching you at once. Let's say that you do a viral video with Black Magic, like the days of Professor Griff and Black Magic 363, when it was UGR, and when you and Zaza Ali, y'all were doing 100,000 in one day.
Right.
So if you picture 100,000 people watching you that live in different places and geographical locations, they've experienced you in a digital place, in a 3D realm, and not in atoms but in bits, right? You're affecting their life while you're eating dinner in the 2D world, being regular, farting and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're just being human and whatnot. You're being 2D, but your Neo, that's your Mr. Anderson self. Your Neo self is bigger than life, existing in the digital world or the light realm or the 3D realm. He's Professor Griff, the giant, because your name has a story with it. It has weight to it. Black Dot has a story, it has weight. It has thousands, maybe millions of people behind him. When you see the sheer numbers of the community that you belong to, it has history to it. So it's like you're knocking down walls, you're waking people up, you're giving people these wild moments. And you might be in real life hopping a turnstile at the same time, or going through real
Facts.
life shit at the same time, trying to catch your air, or you're just kissing the baby and whatnot, just being a grandfather and just being a husband and just being a regular person. But your Clark Kent and your Superman exist at the same time. That's where we are right now.
I like it. I like it.
Mm.
I
Wow.
like it.
Yeah, that's where we
I
are right
exist
now.
everywhere and I exist nowhere at the same
Fact.
time.
Right.
At the same damn time.
Yeah.
You are a superhero. You are a giant. you are almost like a you know, when people come up and say, "Yo, y'all bigger than the rappers," I'm like, y'all told that to Cassinet. I don't want to hear that. That don't mean nothing. That's flattery. Y'all telling the same thing to Duke Dennis. Like it don't mean nothing. Y'all bigger than the rappers. Y'all said that to I Show Speed. I'm cool on that. Give me something else. But they'll be like, yo, we see the master teachers like superheroes. That reality is about to be born in the age of AI. Because what has taken place with the reality that I just broke down about 3D is 4D. And 4D
Yeah.
involves AI, virtual, and augmented. So now 3D Black Dot will be 4D, where you'll be able to go to different planets and you'll be able to do a lecture with Black Dot on Mars and stuff. And he has all of these crystals and he's like appearing very godlike and Dr. Manhattan like. That's where we're headed and whatnot.
Oh wow.
But then also on a spirit, but then hold on, I don't want to cut your whiz. There's also the fifth dimension, which is not technical, it's spiritual.
Ah.
And you are going to experience Black Dot, the God body, Professor Griff, the God body, Red Pill, the God body. This that has implications that is something way more than virtual. Virtual is only a test run to get you prepared for what you're going to experience through your third eye when you'll be able to see somebody's full light body and the fact that they appear 7 feet tall or 6 feet tall, but you'll get to see their 600 feet tall version of them.
And to add to that, in my new book, not the one I just released, got another one coming next week.
Dang.
Yes.
It's the revised version of Urban Culture Decoded. I said we are moving from a physical to a digital to a spiritual reset. You know what I mean? And so as we move from the physical to the digital to the spiritual, it's all in one, as you just eloquently broke down. And so that's confirmation for me that what I put on the back of the book is right in alignment with where we are now. So interesting stuff.
Yeah. We're in a very interesting time. Um, Thank y'all both for your answers to the question that I had posed about, you know, just where we are presently in the present and how you're receiving, you know, from and how you're receiving your feedback or feedback from the people in which you serve. I just came from Brooklyn. There was a festival. This festival has been going on for more than 50 years, family. I remember being a toddler and being affected positively by being at both what they call Harlem Week and the International African Arts Festival, right? I remember being like tiny, like a jit, you know what I'm saying? And the people looked larger than life, you know? And I felt community. I saw people doing an African way of living, which wasn't something that I saw every day in society. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a level of community that I saw that I was highly impressed by, right? And fast forward, you know, where we are now. I went to the festival yesterday. It's supposed to have been the last time that they were at Commodore Park, and I got to feel the love and the thank you and the respect and the reciprocation from a lot of the work that me and Blue have been doing, and especially that Stone Mountain move that we just did with Black Magic with the whole family and whatnot. A lot of people in New York were very elated about what they saw and what they witnessed and what they felt and what that means for the future of us. Um, so I wanted to know from y'all, you know, how is the feedback from the people that you serve? Are you feeling appreciated? Do you feel is your cup full?
Well, I'll answer that. My cup is full. When I came down to Atlanta last year for the gathering of the masters, it was a very similar vibe. And the level of appreciation that was bestowed upon us, I wasn't expecting that. And so that just kind of gave confirmation that we are here to do a work. And once you know what your work is, and it ain't always glorious, and it ain't always what you would consider rewarding, but understanding purpose. And a hero's journey is an arduous task through life itself and the people that you touch along the way. So even when I gave out my boxes, for the book a couple of weeks ago, it was just for the points of references along my hero's journey that provided me light and solace. And so that's why that was developed. And so the people I meet, the ones who are supposed to appreciate me, I love them. I was explaining to a brother yesterday, everybody is not meant to see me, right?
Right.
So how am I able to operate within a space and you've never heard of me? It's because everyone is not meant to see me. I
Right.
I operate within a certain bandwidth that allow those who resonate with what I do to see me. And so this is why I could be in a room full of hip hop people who I've cursed out, call them all kind of crazy dogs, and they walk right past me because they don't know me and they
Right.
can't physically see me. And
Right.
so we all have a bandwidth, and as long as we operate within that bandwidth, I have a certain series of protections that come with that. When I try to go out of that bandwidth, as Diddy did, and you want to broaden your bandwidth to the point where it reaches global spaces, a lot comes with that. A lot of viral energy comes with that. A
Right.
lot of weakening of your protection comes with that. And so now we are at a point where I am comfortable within my space. If I sell 300 books, then so be it. It was 300 books
Right.
that needed to be sold. And
Right.
so it's important that we let our chosen ones and the young generation coming up. Fame is the devil's vibration. So be careful. If this is your work, you would do it for free. And all the ones that I know who I call the gladiators and the warriors have been doing this work so long, this was never about money. You
Never.
understand? This was about a mission that had to be completed. And I feel we are in that stage now where we're shifting and we are a part of that shift. So I'm grateful.
Right. What about you, Griff?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I may sound this may sound like a Christian bumper sticker or old ass Christian T-shirt hanging off grandma at Juneteenth, but my cup runneth over, bro. For real.
Right.
I mean, I get love, man. Just from everywhere I go. You understand
Right.
what I'm saying? There was two sisters, man. I was doing a live on TikTok. There was two sisters that walked by and says, "Nah, that's not him because he's bigger, he's taller, man." You understand what I'm saying? And by now he should have a beard or something. And one sister just said, "Well, just be quiet. Let me ask him. Are you Professor Griff?" I'm like, "Yes, I told you." You
Right.
know
Right. Right. The
Wait,
fact you ain't aging and whatnot. Nah, that ain't that's the son of somebody.
no, the spirit of this keeps you young.
That's right.
Let,
It
let me let me let
preserves.
me say this. Let me say this, and this is not spooky. If the creator set us four, meaning I'm adding in blue on this, on the path that we're on, right? It's up to the creator to put the hedge around us to protect us, to see that the work is done in the time frame it needs to be done.
That's right.
I'm not worried about my life getting taken, man.
That's right.
But also on the real tip, I wish a motherfucker would. But anyway, I'm just saying,
Right.
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried
Yeah.
about. I'm just not worried about those kind of things, because there's people that's out there right now that their sole mission is to make sure we good.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. We have no idea how protected we are. We have no idea how covered we are. And we might not even have any idea of how many wars take place in our name
In our
on a
behalf,
daily
yes.
basis, in our protection rights and whatnot. Because man, oh man, when I say they They out here throwing like Cal Ripken.
Yeah.
They throwing all type of shit our way.
Man.
And you know, it's just making us more stronger. It's just building the resolve and making it more you know, more solid and whatnot. And you know, foundations will be shaken. You feel me? And bad apples will fall out of the trees. And when the grass gets cut, snakes will be revealed. It's always been like that.
Always.
There's a war going on outside. You know,
Nobody's safe.
right. And we're at a particular time right now where the quote unquote ops or the enemies are very desperate. They're very nervous and they are very aware of the signs that are being shown to them. Briefly, I want to speak on something that I've noticed in the past 7 days, and that's the freak weather. The weather rising up as a weapon, or both, either the spiritual weaponization or the man-made weaponization. But one thing's for sure, and two things is clear, that the weather or the terra firma is in attack mode. Can anybody give some insight as to what some of their research has uncovered? Because on my behalf, briefly, when it comes to the Texas floods, I was given some research after I did a show last night about evidence of cloud seeding.
Right.
And you know, the evidence of the facilities in the same area in which these floods may have taken place. However, it doesn't add up to the fact that volcanoes are going off. There's 100 earthquakes in Japan. There are weather patterns that are forming that are anomalies and whatnot. And I will not give this credit to any type of man-made activity. My spirit is telling me that this is very spiritual. This is very it's the signs that are being shown spell out and speak to whatever needs to be known. So can we share some information with the family?
Let me just say one thing real quick, Doc. If we look at the idea of when we talk about a spiritual war that's going on,
Right.
and the things that's supposed to come to pass are going to come to pass, but nonetheless, all of those things, including in our personal lives, we're going to have opposition.
Right.
So let me just
Yes.
let me just throw this out there. Who and what is the Most High's opposition in reference to making these things come to pass? And then what is the war that's going on that we're in it, and to the degree we're affected by it, but we're not necessarily affected by it, because all these things that are happening in places that's not affecting the melanated people, the copper colored people. If we may see it and be like, okay, is that
Right.
coming my way? Is that a warning? Is that a warning shot? What should I do to start preparing? But there's a war going on out there, and you said it. You just said it, Red. We can't say that it's all of this is man-made. Then if it's not, what's the opposite side of that? And what war is going on and taking place? What battle is going on in the sky, so to speak? I just wanted to lay that out there.
No, thank you, my brother, because it's a perfect segue. Please continue, Dot. You want? Oh, okay. Before you continue, Dot, I want to share that the Guadalupe River, right? The same river that flooded in Texas, that rose up 20 feet. The Guadalupe River is connected to Stone Mountain via the ley lines. Not only is it connected to Stone Mountain via the ley lines, right? It's the Southwestern energy grid, right? And not only is it connected to Stone Mountain via the ley lines, Stone Mountain is a masculine energy, and Guadalupe River is the equivalent divine feminine energy. It's a cold water river that coils like a snake, right? So the element of the stone, right? It's the Stone Mountain is the element of the stone. And then you have this river that just woke up and basically, you know, and this is a spiritual river for indigenous tribes. This is a sacred river that has flooded the Guadalupe River in Texas. Okay. So we're seeing things take place right in front of our faces that, you know, are very mystical and very spiritual in nature. Nature knows before man does, because nature is
Absolutely.
able to hear the whispers of man, and nature read the big, beautiful bill. Nature knows that it's about to be attacked. Nature knows that a war was declared against it with that bill being passed, and it heard the celebrations and it felt the intentions of man. Nature responded immediately.
Right.
Did you see the
Absolutely.
clip? Yeah, did you see the
Absolutely.
clip where the power cords got knocked down?
I saw. I saw. And so these are very turbulent times for those who are unaware of what's going on. So I'm always speaking about birth and rebirth is very violent. And so as we shift into what's next, there's a sort of like an agitated sound that only dogs can hear. Follow me on this. And so the vibration of the planet is rattling. This is why the crash outs are extra crashing out. This is why the YNs are really going in. It's
Right,
because they have been agitated within self so bad that all they can do is run around and cover their ears, basically. Meanwhile, we who have been aware and already preparing our place for what's next, we see the residual effects of earth, air, fire, water, bills being passed, emotions,
right,
because emotions, and that's a key thing here on this planet. And so the emitting of those energies creates turbulent effects beyond the universe. And
right.
so this is deep, you know what I'm saying, at the core of Earth itself. And so brace for what's coming. Please be prepared in your mental state, your psychological and spiritual state for what's coming.
I
Guys, I don't
agree.
want to get off track. Don't forget tonight what we're doing, Red Pill. Hit them up.
Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on Zoom only. All right, on Zoom only. Red Pill, Black Dot, and Professor Griff. We are going to be presenting a lecture, ladies and gentlemen. This is literally this is a pop-up lecture, but the information is so fresh that it has to be done now. We don't want to do this weeks from now. I don't want to block anybody's view, but I'm gonna throw the flyer up there and
That's fine.
whatnot.
That's fine.
All right, so here is the Sean P. Diddy Combs trial. We are going to be doing a decoding, a demystifying, and an unpacking of a global psyop that just took place. We are going to approach this from the position that only we can approach this from. We are not here to solicit anyone. We are here to remind the family that these three teachers that you're looking at, we've been reporting on P. Diddy. We've been doing our quote unquote trial reporting. We've been indicting.
You
We've been
breaking up,
putting,
God. You breaking up a little bit.
okay, we've been putting the evidence forward, and we've been documenting the quote unquote trajectory of Sean Diddy Combs. It has come to a bottleneck, and we're going to be discussing that
Yes.
tonight. Okay, that's going to be on Zoom. That's going to feature all three of us. At the same time, we're going to have IRL in real life at Nicholas Bookstore, so we can have a live studio audience. When I do my half, I will have an audience with me so we could tap into that energy. And when the brothers do their half, we will all be on Zoom. This is a ticketed event, and this is also us giving thanks to our teachers who have been keeping our lights on and keeping us abreast to everything that has been taking place. So when it eventually did take place, we were properly prepared with our notes to look at what was about to happen. And everything that was told to us that would happen did happen. And the cherry on this is the
Yes.
fact that they came out with the Epstein report today, where the DOJ said
Today.
that he committed suicide and he has no client list. Case closed. This shit is over.
Yep.
This shit is done for. It's done. When you want to talk about trust and confidence, there is none. They killed themselves. So
They
our
just
job
killed
here is
themselves.
finished.
Exactly. Yep.
Wow.
I'm gonna crash your party tonight, Red Pill. I think I'm gonna come down where you at. Kind of feel the people a little bit. And so Zoom only, but I'm gonna be in front of a live audience like Red. I'll set it off if I have to. You know what I mean? And then we can just get this thing popping.
Yo, Dot, if you
know?
set it off, Dot, I'll come in the middle and we can let Red close. Mine is not gonna be long.
Neither am I, but it's gonna be powerful. Yes.
Right. Mine is gonna be short.
So we'll do that. We'll do that. I'll set it off.
That's what I'm talking about.
We'll give the people a chance to sit back and listen to the professor do what he do, and then
Right.
Red, you come and you take us on home.
Right. So
Right.
love offering at Nicholas, love offering, Best Nation donation, and we're gonna set it up. We got the pop-up, we got music, we got food, we have merch, we have the legends in the building. Uncle Hank is in the building, Sister Cafunia's in the building, Sister Monique in the building. We got the pull-up bar in the building, Blue Pillar, Red Pillar, movie. You know what I'm talking about? Nicholas, Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, Fulton Street, right after work. Pull up. We'll take care of you. We'll feed you, and we'll send you home with some information, facts.
Yeah, we need to let people know this is just not us coming on giving our opinion. You're gonna be able to take what we say and use it as a blueprint, because I'm telling you, the question now becomes who's next?
Yeah.
And then what's the bigger picture? Because the bigger picture ain't puffy. Come on, man.
Come on now.
Yeah. We can't be that naive to think that was the, you feel me? But here's one of my theories. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Griff.
He's not the bigger. He's not. There's a bigger picture. I ask people to widen your scope, pull back, so you can get a bigger picture. You can see all the other things that are happening. Now, this thing with Epstein and the DOJ, the Epstein report, we knew that was coming. Come on, man.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one
matter. Yeah, it was just a matter of time. We knew nothing was coming out of that.
Now, check this out. It's ironic that they would do that before he was sentenced.
Yes.
Now, that's going to affect the sentence.
Right.
So, listen, people really truly got to start playing chess, man, in a survival way.
And multi-dimensional chess.
Interdimensional chess, right?
Yes.
Interdimensional chess. So the best way that I've been taught to control interdimensional chess is by controlling the narrative. Because even in chess, he who controls the narrative is controlling the game.
Mm-hmm.
You can't win at the game of chess and you not controlling the narrative. You're not going to stumble into a win. It doesn't work like that.
Right.
You know,
absolutely.
It has to be planned. It has to be strategy. You feel me? These people are playing interdimensional chess with this culture right now, with the intentions of a major checkmate by convicting and publicly humiliating, right? And making something that didn't exist before a reality, and it's called a freako. So why didn't Donald Trump get a freako?
Right. Absolutely.
He had way more Jane Does than Sean Combs.
Right.
Why don't I why didn't Tisa Tells do a whole series on Donald Trump's trial?
Yeah, we're gonna get at these broadcasters. They're not podcasters.
Broadcasters.
They're broadcasters.
Why didn't we have a verbatim you know how they had like the court reporter drawings? Where's Harvey Weinstein's trial? Where's the Abercrombie and Fitch CEO's trial? Literally, that was taking place at the same time down the block when Diddy's was taking place. So where's that at? But where's Tisa Tells' notes on the Abercrombie and Fitch how they were taking young boys. They wasn't getting gay boys. They were taking straight boys and then breaking them and then making them prostitutes and flying them to Epstein Island all around the world. Where's their charges at? And if prostitution is illegal, when we finna lock up Red? Sexy that is.
So listen, so if you start looking at the language that's going to come out of this trial, wait, this language is about to become the legal terminology and legal terms now. Anytime they hit a black rapper with some Rico stuff, trust me, they already playing chess. They 4 or 5 moves ahead. They already know what they're doing. So the terminology now,
and yes.
So understand.
And a one-man
now,
Rico.
Exactly. So you don't have to have a criminal empire now. You understand what I'm saying? You could just have a label with supposedly some artists, and that's your empire. And now we can hit you with a RICO charge because the language have changed now.
The language, they changed the lexicon through case law.
So tonight, guys, and we've been talking this way before fraudcasters. Guys, you're going to get an ultimate breakdown that we've had this view for 25 years. That's right. So here we are, and looking forward to tonight, really putting it in with some of the people who I respect the most. And collectively, because we're going to cross information. Some things, Griff are going to drop, some things I'm going to drop. You're going to collectively walk away and go, all right, I got a better view of this because it's coming. It's coming. This is an anchor. This is a trigger for something bigger. And Diddy might not even get out. We'll talk about that, tonight.
Keep in mind,
what I'm saying? And what he's going to be used for.
The trial did not start yet.
Right.
Rise and power the young noble, right? We're gonna repurpose YN to young noble. We don't need we don't need the YN as a derogatory term. We're gonna change it to young nobles. Keefe D trial didn't start, so we don't know anything about whose hands are dirty because nobody understands that. So even with they say Diddy with this trial, there could be another quote unquote there could be another quote unquote charge coming down the pipe. There could be another indictment. There could be another quote unquote secret indictment, or there could be somebody that decides to go state and then mentions his name and whatnot. So like you said, Dot,
Lord, you in and out. You in and out, or at least on my end. I don't know.
Oh, let me know how we sounding on the audio, guys. Let me know how we sounding on the audio. I do have a USB mic right here.
No, you good.
Okay, so they want to know how they can buy the tickets to the Zoom. You could go through the Cash App of Professor Griff right there.
Yeah, I put the PayPal thing in the chat also.
You could also go through PayPal as well. And we also have a link on KTL University. We're making sure that you have options.
Right.
And you're able to get, what you need. For my Instagram audience, put 777 in the chat and you will get a DM. An automated link should come to your DM, and that will give you access to the quote unquote the lecture. Now the power.
I'm having some connection issues. I'll see you guys tonight.
All right.
I'll see you guys tonight. Straight up.
All right. Peace.
Salute. Yes, sir. So the purpose of the Zoom call is to affect people who are outside of Brooklyn. We want y'all to feel this energy. We want y'all to get what it is that you deserve tonight on a good Monday. But it just so happens that today is 777. 2025, the 2 and 5 is a 7. 777. So it's really about experience. And the experience tonight is going to be an experience that you basically, this is a bookend to something that we, all three of us, have been working on as investigative reporters for literally 2 or 3 decades. It's not over, but it's sort of an epilogue to the next chapter, because now that we're finishing and we're closing out this villain arc, we have to deal with a new one and whatnot. So this is going to be very interesting. I look forward to it. Many sleepless nights of research, reading your books, watching Black Dot's lectures, listening to your radio show and your YouTube shows and everything. And here we are. And I'm really honored to be a part of this, bro. For real.
Oh, give thanks. So inshallah, I will see you tonight. Let's make it happen. Dot's gonna
Let's make
set
it
it off. I'm
happen.
gonna come behind them and you close it out.
Indeed. Peace
All
to
right.
the God.
All right.
You already, man. You already. I look forward to it.
All right. Peace.
All right. If y'all are going to be in the building tonight, press 1 in the chat. Let me know who is going to be with us in the building tonight. Press 1 in the chat. If you are going to be in New York with us live, put a 77 in the chat. If you're going to be with us in New York live in Brooklyn, put a 77 in the chat so we could pull you on. You know what I mean? So we could know that you pulling up and whatnot and get ready for you. Like I said, we're going to have food in the building. We're going to have entertainment in the building. We'll have some new music that we'll be playing. You feel me? We'll have new music that we'll be playing. We're going to have food for you. You know, we're going to have beverages, fresh juices, sour sop, all right, sea moss, and things of that nature. So, yes, we got merch in the building. Big Drip, you know what I mean? Kings County, the Mark 125th. Blue got the gold water in the building. Blue got jewelry in the building. Blue has gemstones in the building. We got music. We got everything. So as we close out our New York tour and we head back to the ATL, KTL and the ATL, we want to just share some of this energy with the family in Brooklyn. We brought the Stone Mountain energy back for the New York family so we could charge y'all up, because New York City needs to be charged up. You know what I'm talking about? New York City needs to get a recharge. They need to get rebirth. They need to get a realignment. You know what I mean? They need to get a repurpose. You feel me? And that is one of the reasons why me and Blue are bringing our energy out here, plugging it into the city and whatnot, and you know, just charging up the Tesla coils, not the batteries, because batteries is a form of flattery, and that's an assault and battery. You know what I'm talking about? Let's talk strategy. I would rather talk strategy than have somebody just give me flattery all day. No, flatteries don't charge the batteries. Flattery don't charge the battery. Let's talk strategy, my G. Let's talk business. Let's talk solutions, and let's do things. So we got the networking thing going on tonight. We got the building open. We made sure Monique opened it up. You know what I'm talking about? We did what we had to do. So the stage is set, and we welcome all of the KTLians in Brooklyn, New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut, all adjoining areas. Come and converge and come and build with your people. Even though it's last minute, look, that's how things are. We living in a last minute reality. We live in a quantum reality. Shit is happening in real time. So KTL, Melanin Monday IRL. We'll see y'all later on. The lecture is going to be fire. For my Patreons, if we don't get you the link tonight, we'll get you the replay. But definitely look in your inbox. For the ticket holders, we will see you in the building. Zoom only. Link is in the description. The link is in the chat. For the IG 777, link is in the DM. Peace, love, and light to the family. Y'all stay dangerous, and we will reconnect. All right. Shout out to Blue Pillar. AAA workshop coming up. Techno Tuesdays with Spin City. Shout out to Techno Tuesdays. Check out some commercials, and then we out.
What if you could hire a 24/7 team of employees, developers, and marketers without paying a single salary? Welcome to the Triple ATM system, a complete AI, automation, and API training and deployment ecosystem for modern entrepreneurs, consultants, digital creators, and business owners who want to own the infrastructure of the future. In this 4-week live virtual master workshop, you'll go beyond prompts and ChatGPT and engineer the AI stack that powers high-profit, hands-free businesses.
AAATM Master Workshop, Build and Deploy the AI Empire. Behind the world's next billion-dollar companies, the ultimate 4-week certification to dominate the age of AI with automation, agentic systems, and monetizable APIs. Stop being a spectator in the AI revolution. Build your own automated empire, deploy autonomous agents, and monetize your stack with real APIs in 30 days.
Brand new purple light, friends. Brand new purple light, friends. Facts. Brand new purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.